Hey, my lovelies, and welcome to another pick a card reading. And today's requested topic is how would my husband view me as a wife slash mother? And shout out to my Dreamer team for helping to select this topic. If you'd like to join that team to help curate the content that you see on this channel, as well as to receive access to exclusive readings, including 18 plus readings, you can hit the join button beneath this video or the join link in the description box. To join that, if you'd like to check out your monthly zodiac readings, general love, finance forecasts, or get a personal reading with me, you can find the links to all of that below as well in the description box. Follow me on Instagram at Serene Dream Things for guidance. And do keep in mind this reading is general, so it's not going to resonate with everyone. So only take what resonates, leave what does not. Reverse the messages if that's how it fits your situation. And on the screen are 3 baby bottles. Go ahead and make your selection. If you need more time, you can pause the video. I'm gonna get started for those who chose bottle number 1. Okay. So for those who chose bottle number 1, how will your husband view you as a wife slash mother? This man is going to be very grateful for you. I get like every time I'm getting baby faces, every time I close my eyes, I thank the Lord that I got you. That song in my head, because I feel like that's how this man views you. And I'm also hearing more of the song, and you got me too. So I feel like this person is just as good to you as you are to them. They feel like you make an amazing wife. If you have children, they feel like you're good. You make an amazing mother as well. Like they feel like they're grateful for you. I'm also getting Proverbs 31 woman. If you don't know it, read it. But I feel that those who chose this group, you are the epitome of a Proverbs 31 woman as a wife and a mother. I also feel like you have your own thing, much like the Proverbs 31 woman had her own business as well. So I don't feel like you're a stay-at-home mother. If you are a stay-at-home mother, I feel like you have something you do. I'm also getting it was this funny post I came across yesterday of somebody breaking down the Berenstein Bears, one of the books about the mother getting a job making quotes. Like at first the father, the husband wasn't with it. He wanted her to stay at home, take care of the home, but she became like a booming businesswoman. So yeah, I get like it could be a time where you are staying at home and just taking care of the home, the children. But I feel like if you do, it's just going to be for a time, because I feel like you have your own dreams, and I feel like your husband is fully in support of that. So I don't feel like he's going to be the kind of man who says like you have to stay at home and take care of the kids only and take care of the home only. He's going to support your dreams. I feel like you're mutually going to come up with a plan for you to be home for a specific amount of time, maybe until the kids reach a certain age. And maybe you even work on your stuff at home while you're doing that. But then it's going to be a time where things switch and maybe you go outside the home. And I'm hearing you get help. So yeah, I feel like your husband isn't going to be selfish in that way. He's going to support whatever you like to do. And in this group, I feel like you're going to have like, you're going to be a businesswoman in addition to a wife and a mother, an amazing wife and mother. And yeah, I feel like your husband is going to be super grateful for you, because he's going to feel like he could not have chosen a better woman to be his wife and bear his children and raise his children. He feels like I'm hearing one of a kind. He feels like the kind of woman you are is not the kind of woman that men come across every day. He feels like you are, and I'm speaking in future tense, like I'm speaking as if this is already happening. So it doesn't mean that you are already with this person. This could be in the future, but just I'm speaking as if it's already happening, because time is irrelevant. Everything, past, present, future, all of it is kind of like all one. Time is really what you make it. So yeah, I'm speaking as if this is already happening, although for most of you who chose this group, I don't feel you probably even met this person yet. But yeah, I get that this person, he's very proud to have you, very proud to call you his wife. He feels like out of all the things he accomplished in his life, and I feel like this man is very accomplished, you are the best decision and the best accomplishment he has. Choosing you as his wife and the mother of his children, he feels like is the best accomplishment, best decision he's ever made. in addition to you being the greatest gift he's ever received. Because while he put in the work to get you, he knows that it was nothing but God that brought him to you or brought you to him. You know, he feels like to even encounter you in the first place was a gift, and the rest was up to him, and he did the work to get you. I feel like this man, when he was in the courtship phase with you, I feel that he definitely wooed you. I'm hearing to the max. He spared no expense. I feel like he made sure he like I said, he's very accomplished. So this man could have like little free time on his hands, but he carved out time for you to make sure that I'm hearing to make sure that you knew you were adored. Oh, this man adores you. Your husband adores you. He adores you. And I feel that your kids, I'm getting like by the time I'm picking up the phase in your life where your kids are little, like 3 or younger. But I feel that even at that age, like 3, they start to come into awareness around that age. Like your kids are very attached to you. I feel like it's like you can do no wrong in their eyes. Like I feel like every time they're calling from mommy, I feel like they may be like more attached to you than your husband. Not to say they don't love or have their own attachment to their father, but I get like you are like the light of their life. I feel that everyone in that house adores you, the children and your husband both. And I feel that your husband like plays with the children a lot. Like you give the children structure and your husband gives the children like the fun memories, the fun times. Not saying you don't join in on them, but I feel like your husband is the initiator of the fun. So I feel like he gets down on the floor and like crawls around. Like he's very physically active with the kids. Like he gets down on the floor and crawls with them. He plays like trucks and Legos and all that kind of stuff with them. Seeing him be that kind of father. I know we're not picking up or not talking about him as a father, but I feel like you're going to see those moments and it's going to really warm your heart. Because it's like as much as you give to your family, I feel like your family also gives to you. And even just seeing these moments fills your heart with joy, like seeing your husband interacting with your children. I'm getting 3, so with this group, you could have 3 children. But yeah, your husband adores you. Your kids adore you. He feels like you're the best gift he was ever given and the best choice he's ever made. I feel like, again, every day he wakes up, he's just grateful that it's you and nobody else. This person, he could have like either he came very close to marrying somebody else or he's been married before. I'm getting that because I get that he's so grateful that it's you and not them. Like he feel like he almost made the worst mistake of his life, almost getting to that point with somebody else or actually marrying somebody else. But I feel like if he married somebody else, again, they didn't have any kids together. And he's so grateful that he didn't because he's like, I'm so happy I didn't take that step with those people in the past because this woman is the best choice I could have ever made to be the mother of my children. He loves the way, like, you love on the children, but also like you instill great values in the children. You're like a beautiful example for his children. He wants his daughters to grow up and be like you, and he wants his sons to grow up and marry a woman like you. That's how he views you. He feels like you are everything that a man could want and a woman could ever want to be. And he also loves like the fact that it's not only him that feels this way. I feel that many other people compliment you in the same way, and if they don't verbally do so, I'm hearing they do so with their eyes. He sees the looks. He sees, men looking at you, women envying you. He sees that energy and he's like, "Yeah, I got one. I got me one." And he's so grateful, like I said. So yeah, that's what your husband feels for this group, for those who chose bottle number 1, about you as a wife and a mother. We're going to move on to those who chose bottle number 2. Give me a moment to timestamp. Oh, hold on. Okay, so for those who chose bottle number 2, how does your husband view you? as a wife and a mother. And again, I'm speaking as if this is already happening, although for most of you, you have not even met this person yet. But yeah, give me a moment to tune in here. I'm hearing this man loves you immensely, but you do get on his nerves. He feels like you're super spoiled. Like he almost regrets how much he spoiled you because it almost feels like whenever he tells you no, you take it like you take it to heart really really hard. You're just like, and it's not that he's telling you no because he doesn't want to give it to you, but it's I'm hearing him say be reasonable. So I feel like there are some requests that you make that are very unreasonable. He's like, this man, he's spoiled you so much. And I feel like he's getting to a point where he's trying to scale back all that spoiling he's done, but it's too late. And it's almost like he's kicking his own self, saying, like, damn, like I spoiled her so much, like she doesn't even know, like, I don't even know how to undo this. So, yeah, I feel like he's more mad with himself than he is with you. Because he's like, I shouldn't have spoiled her as much as I did. Because it's like this is what I get. Like, you all were married for a time before the kids were introduced. So I feel like you spent time as a married couple, just you and your husband, childless, for some years before the children got introduced. So when the children get introduced, I get that the husband is going to try to scale back some things that he's like used to doing for you and used to giving to you because now you all have these little, babies to take care of. And you're just like, why are you telling me no? Like you could ask him, to get you something, buy you something, give you money for something. And he's like, babe, I want to put money away for the kids' college fund. I want to start, putting money away for, savings or whatever the case is for them. And you're like, but you always give me this. And it's like, you're not going to comprehend scaling back. Like he's trying to be reasonable because he's thinking of your kids' futures. And I feel that you are more so thinking of yourself and what you're used to getting. You're like, I get it, but like these kids, you're like, these kids are so young. Like they don't need that right now. Like I need this. I don't know what this is. Maybe this is like maintenance you're used to getting that he's like, can you not get that anymore? And you're like, what do you mean I get that anymore? I feel that for this group, I'm hearing luxury wife. So yeah, I feel like your husband spoiled you in luxury, and it's like he's trying to scale back, cut back on expenses now that the children are born so that he can start putting away money for the kids. But it's like you're not trying to hear that. Like I just get that. You're like, they're not gonna starve, they're gonna be fine. We're gonna take care of them. But like, why does that mean I have to suffer? Why can't I go, get my nails done at this place or get my hair done at this place or go to the spa and get my treatments that I'm used to getting? Like, why can I go, buy that Fendi, buy that Chanel bag, or what is the very popular bag that everybody like covets? What is it? I don't know because I'm not into that. But a lot of it's like the bag that it's like a wait list for it and stuff like that. So yeah, you could be that kind of wife who's like used to getting all the latest labels. I'm hearing label whore. You could be a label whore. And your husband, like, he definitely, you know, uh he fed that addiction. That's what I get. And willingly so. I feel like he never told you no. But then you had a child. I feel like you got an amazing push gift as well. So I feel like he bought you like a really expensive car. I'm getting Bentley for somebody. Yeah, so this man could have like a lot of money. He could be like really wealthy, really well off, and like you're still gonna have it, but it's like he could just be suggesting rather that you scale back on some of the luxuries so that he can start putting money away for the kids. And I just get that you're not trying to hear that. You like, they were just born like yesterday, like they don't need, like we can start doing that later. You all are gonna reach a compromise though. I feel that what you're going to end up doing is, and I also got that you have nannies. So this, honestly, I don't really get like a lot of, and I hate to say this, but I don't really get like a really big energy of you all being very, uh, It's like you love your kids, but I don't get that you're very hands on with them. I'm getting that you have help, like you have nannies. Um, I feel like you don't do like I'm getting Chrissy Teigen. And I know she has like a bunch of nannies for her kids. So I get that. I feel like you don't do the whole waking up in the middle of the night to feed the children. Like you do what you do with them, but it's like if you're tired, you retire and you leave the extra work to the nanny. I feel like your husband knows that he doesn't hold that against you because I feel like he knows what he signed up for. He knows the kind of woman that you were when he got with you. So it's like he supports, you taking time for yourself and looking out for yourself. I don't like again, I don't feel that you're very you spend time with your kids, but it's just kind of like when it's convenient for you, if that makes sense. Like when you're up, you would do things with them, but I just feel like when you're tired, you're like, okay, can you call the nannies and they take over? I get that. As a wife, I feel that you are more so you're in the business of looking good for your husband, and he really appreciates that because a lot goes into that. Um, so you're like you feel like that's your job is to look good for your husband at all times. I just get with this group, your husband views you as a trophy wife more than anything else. Um, but I just get like that. He doesn't have a problem with that because that's what he knows you to be when he got with you. And that's what he was wanting. So it's like you're exactly what he wants. It's just that he's struggling with, how much he spoiled you before the kids came along. But I feel like what you're going to do, you're going to reach a compromise because you're going to have like a really serious sit down and talk about like how things need to change now that the kids are here. And, I feel like you're going to start to work. All this time, I feel like you haven't been working, but you're going to start to work. It's not going to be a regular job. Like, he's probably going to put you on with a job that you can enjoy. Maybe working for a fashion label, maybe working for, I don't know. I feel like he's going to put you on with a job with one of his friends doing something that you enjoy doing, and you're going to start to make your own money, and you're going to subsidize like what he's putting starting to put away for the kids. You're going to subsidize that to like keep up with whatever you do to make you happy, your maintenance. That's what I get. So you're not going to be completely unreasonable. I feel like it's going to reach a point where you're going to argue seriously about it, which results in this conversation and this compromise. So yeah, you're gonna become a working woman when the children get here, and it's mainly because you want to continue to keep up with your usual maintenance. You don't want, because you're like, how can I look good for you if you're going to cut back these expenses? Because I feel like a good looking wife is very important to this man. And you're like, I can't meet that standard for you if I can't get this done anymore, or go to this place, or get it done to this get it done at this standard. So, yeah, it's like you're saying like, okay, if this is what I have to do, like this is what I'm gonna do. You you fulfill this I'm also getting like Marjorie Harvey. I feel like you cook. I do feel like you cook. I feel like you're a really good cook, and that's something you enjoy. And I also get like specifically baking. I feel like you really are good at baking. Um, so I feel like that's another thing. Like you look good and you cook. But if when you don't want to cook, you don't have to cook. I feel like you only do it when you want to, and I feel like you do it pretty often because it's something you enjoy. I was also getting that makes sense. So I was getting that some of you could like be hired to work on the board of a restaurant or something like that. Um, but yeah, I feel like that's like a gift of yours. So you could, when you start to work, you could start to work in that, area, that field of like uh cooking, restaurateur type of energy. I don't know. But yeah. So it's like you have domestic skills, but I feel like you are all the way like you're not the Betty Crocker type of chick. Like no, you're not that at all. You're like I'm gonna you're very invested in looking good because that's something you enjoy doing, but also your husband like really enjoys. That's something that he really looks for in a wife. Like his wife needs to look good. And you're like, if you wanna, it's like that's why you all reach this compromise, because you're like, if you want me to keep looking good for you, if you don't want me to fall off, like I need this. And he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna hook you up with this job. I'm gonna talk to my friend and get you this job doing this. Like you already love doing this, so now you can just get paid for it. And that could be another reason why like the nannies come on, because now you're starting to work outside the house. So yeah, I feel like you're not with this group. I feel like you're stress free as a wife. And I just get that your husband has a little frustration when the kids are born, because you're like he's realizing he spoiled you too much. But like I said, you're gonna reach a compromise. And so for his standard, I feel like you make an amazing wife because you look hella good. Um and you take, I'm hearing you take very good care of his ego. And I feel like you're very invested in your kids' appearance as well. So I feel like you are very good at like making sure your kids are dressed really well, having their hair groomed and styled in a nice way. Like I feel like you're gonna have those kids who like those model kids on social media that have their own social media pages. I feel like your kids are gonna be like that. Like dressed in these really cute outfits and just like really adorable kids. I feel like you're gonna have really beautiful kids as well, because you're a very beautiful woman. I'm picking up, and your husband isn't too bad on the eyes either. And I feel like you're gonna produce very beautiful kids. So I feel like your role is to basically do what you want to do what you enjoy doing in the family, and that's making everybody look good, keeping yourself up, cooking, baking. And I feel like your husband appreciates all of it. Like I said, it's just gonna be that little bump in the road on like scaling back, because he's gonna want to put way more for the kids. But you're going to reach a compromise about that, and no harm, no foul. You're going to keep moving forward as usual. I feel like he views you as like the finest woman he could ever have. It's like he looks around and he's thinking to himself like, none of them have anything on my wife. Like looks wise, he feels like you're very, very impressive. And not only to him, but to everybody around. He feels like he has the baddest wife around. And he views you as a good mother because you made some beautiful kids. You gave him some beautiful children, beautiful, healthy children. And you keep your kids, like the family unit, you keep them looking really good. So yeah, that's what he appreciates about you. Okay, so let's move on to those who chose bottle number 3. Give me a moment to timestamp. Okay, so for those who chose bottle number 3, how does your husband view you as a wife/mother? Give me a moment to tune in here. I'm getting something about he feels like you made his life harder. I don't feel like you actually did, but I feel like this is a man who blames things. Like he doesn't like to take the blame for choices he made and things he's done. So instead he deflects. He blames things on other people around him, and being that you are the closest thing to him, he blames his downfalls. It's like there were things, this is a man who has broken dreams. So like when you got with him, he could have had all these dreams, all these things he wanted to do, and he could have been like feeling like he was making some headway on these things. But then things didn't turn out the way he had hoped. And when it didn't, it's like he blamed you because he felt like when you came into his life, that messed up all his plans. When it wasn't true. It didn't work out because it didn't work out. Maybe it wasn't a good plan. So I feel like you're gonna have some trouble. Um, I feel like I'm not getting a good energy with this group, unfortunately. I feel like with this group, you're gonna have like at least an emotionally abusive husband. I feel like he's gonna put you down a lot because again, he's gonna have broken dreams. What is that? Is it a song called Boulevard of Broken Dreams? Is coming through. Hold on, I need to look up the lyrics. Yeah, it's by Green Day. I walk a lonely road, the only one that I've ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's home to me, and I walk alone. I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city sleeps, and I'm the only one. I walk alone. The shadow's the only one that walks beside. So this man is like he's wallowing. Your husband is a wallower. It's like he has like when he got with you, he had all these hopes, these dreams, and he thought he was going to get somewhere. Because he could have been filled with pipe dreams, and I feel like you could have invested in him. Like you believed in him. You could have even invested money into him, into his dreams, but they just didn't pan out. So I feel like he's going, I'm picking up on the period in your life where you guys are going through a period where he's wallowing on what didn't happen for him. And he's blaming you for it, feeling like if he never got with you, he could have been successful. This could have panned out for him. And I feel like you're going to feel, you might even internalize some of that and feel that you are to blame for his broken dreams, but you aren't. I really do get that you aren't. It was never going to work out for this man because I feel like I'm getting like he uses people and including you. And I feel that because of that, this is like his karma because it's like he didn't go about things the right way. Like he could have had a good plan, a good dream. I don't know why I'm getting what's his name? ASAP Rocky. I'm getting him in my head. So with this group, because I picked up ASAP Rocky, you could have more than your husband. Like you could make more money, be more established than he is. Um, yeah, and you could have, as far as I know, like Rihanna has been putting him on in some ways. Like he was on the uh he's on the board of the Met. More recently, he's getting more opportunities after being with her. So you could have honestly helped him. Like he had some dreams and you decided to invest in him, lend a helping hand in whatever way you could, but it still didn't work out for him. And I feel that he's blaming you, although you aren't to blame. And like I said, you could internalize some of that, but he could feel like I just get this man isn't happy. So how he views you as a wife, as a mother, he feels you as the bane of he views you as like the bane of his existence, the reason for his failure, the reason he's being held back, like a literal ball and chain. And as I was saying, I don't feel that that's you did anything to attribute to this. This is just him blaming you because he feels like he has no one else to blame it on, and he's not going to blame it on himself. I feel like you've done everything you could to support him and help him, but it just still didn't pan out. I feel that for this group, you might at this point be contemplating divorce if this doesn't turn around. I'm also getting Money Long, and I know that she came out not too long ago talking about like her success. Her husband became like more so like an enemy to her. And when she started to see success, when her song started to take off, when her career started to take off, it's like he became an enemy. He started to cheat and do little, underhanded things to undermine her and make her feel less than because that's how he was feeling. So I'm also getting Ashanti's video Rain on Me. That was also a storyline in there where, her star was rising and her husband got jealous and, he eventually like cheated on her in their bedroom and she caught him. And it's like I just get with this group, like you have a husband who may be jealous of you, honestly, because you're in a position that he wished he was in. Or he could have not been that bad off, but it's like things just took a turn for the worse. And even if you're not in a position where you're more established than him, I just feel that he's blaming, like, I don't know, like he could have been the one that was the breadwinner, but things took a turn and now you guys are maybe in like a struggle period and he's blaming it on you. I just get that. Like he looks at you as his ball and chain. If you all have children together, he feels like, he's not interested in the kids. I feel like you're pretty much raising these children as a single mother, even though he's there in the house. Like he's not supportive at all. I feel like he could be cheating. If he is, I feel like you already know that. But it's like you're trying to save your marriage. And most of you, if you resonate with this group, you all could be trying to put forth effort because you have children together and you want your children to grow up with their father. So you could be trying to see if there's anything you can do to salvage this situation. But I feel like it's like you're giving it a certain amount of time. I think Money Long even talked about that. Like she gave it a certain amount of time. And like if he didn't turn things around, that's when she decided that she was going to leave. So yeah, that could be what you guys are doing. Like you're contemplating divorce, but you're like, I'm going to give it until X amount of time. And if things don't turn around after we tried counseling, after we tried, XYZ, then I'm going to go ahead and leave. Because it's like you're tired of dealing with this. I feel like this downturn he's in has been going on for maybe the past 6 months to a year. So yeah, I feel like you all started out great, lovely even. But it's like when he took a hit in his career or things didn't pan out, his dreams didn't pan out like he hoped, then it's like he turned on you. And so yeah, he looks at you as like his enemy, his downfall. And even the children like as a hindrance. Unfortunately, I hate the fact that I'm channeling this, but every group can't be good because we're dealing with different people, different walks of life. It would be wonderful if all the groups had um, positive stories, but that's not what I'm getting here at all. This man is very selfish. He doesn't. It's like he won't leave because if he leaves, you would have to be the one to initiate a divorce in this situation because I feel the reason he won't leave, although he's miserable, because he would really be alone and he won't have anyone to blame if he continues to be in this downturn in his life. So it's like he keeps you around to continue to have somebody to like, figuratively beat up on. Not saying I don't get physical abuse. I just get that uh he just wants a punching bag, like a metaphorical punching bag, and you are that. So he won't leave. He'll just continue to make you as miserable. It's like misery loves company. That's what I'm getting here. And because he's miserable, he wants you to be miserable too. But I feel like you aren't going to put up with this for long. You are definitely going to leave. Um, I'm getting two children, so you could have two children with this person. But yeah, I would say when you end up leaving, because I don't feel like this situation is going to turn around for the best. When you end up leaving, I feel like you're going to end up you're going to choose to be single for a while, but I feel like during that singleness you're going to find someone who comes in and they end up being what you wished this husband was. But I feel like it's going to come very unexpectedly. So yeah, it's like you're going to have a redemption story. Like everything is going to turn around for you, just not with this person. This person, the father of your children, this husband, it's not going to work out. But I feel like after then, when you leave, eventually you're going to find someone that makes this whole story like irrelevant. You're gonna be so happy that didn't work out because that person's gonna be. It's like you're gonna end up getting how can I say this? It's like as bad as things got with this person, it's like that equals the amount of good you're gonna have with the next person. That's what I get. So yeah, you're gonna learn a lot here though. So it's not gonna be all in vain. And you are gonna have your beautiful children that comes from this that you're going to be so grateful for. But yeah, it's like your person is not going to be this one, it's going to be the next one. I know we're not channeling that, but like this is kind of like the starter husband if I'm being honest, but yeah, he doesn't have a good view of you because he's miserable. Okay? So that's about all I have for you all for this pick a card reading. I hope it was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. And shout out to my Dreamer team for helping to select the topic. If you would like to join that team to help curate the content that you see on this channel, as well as to receive access to exclusive readings, including 18 plus readings, you can hit the join button beneath this video or the join link in the description box for that. If you'd like to check out your monthly zodiac readings, general love, finance forecast, or get a personal reading with me, you can find the links to all of that below in the description box as well. Follow me on Instagram at Serene Dream Things for guidance, and I'll be back with more readings, lovelies. Bye.